Welcome back, everybody. This is the third war of season 41 versus Salty. We're currently in first. Going into this war, we knew we couldn't really die more than once. And even then, we still had a reasonable shot at losing because they've been putting up very solid results. So we had to give it our very best. I'm using Diablo for 2 fights and then Valkyrie for 3 fights. And first is this Icarus. It's actually, it's just very straightforward Diablo fight. I think I tried to have him build up some buffs to then nullify with my SP1 to get to my SP3 quicker, but kind of didn't go as I planned here. He sidestepped me and 5-hit comboed me. Actually kind of lucky he didn't finish that with, I think, a medium, because I would have shot him to 2 bars. And taking his SP2 on block with 6 prowess might have actually just killed me. So I didn't really like the way this fight was going. Here I did the SP2 because Diablo does extra energy damage for each buff nullified, and I figured that would do a fair bit of damage, but it didn't really do that much. But yeah, fight is essentially over. I do one more SP1 to get some regen because I don't really want to use potion. So yeah, I'm on 95%. It's a 1-minute fight. It could have been way faster. I don't have suicides on either because I don't really think it was needed, and I didn't really want to swap masteries for Diablo and then Valkyrie and then Diablo and then Valkyrie. So next is this fight on path 8, and I was debating between using Diablo and Valkyrie here, but I ended up going with Valkyrie. I checked the notes, but I actually never really read the notes. I just showed him. I was kind of under the assumption that Rich Get Richer was still on here, but they removed it. So Valkyrie wasn't. I actually have to hit the opponent now to get power, because otherwise it will take way too long, which I kind of realized mid-fight. But it's not the end of the world. This was a bit dumb, but okay. Yeah, it's just very straightforward. It's just hit the Valkyrie. You can just basically build up to your SP2 and drop it. I suggest just doing normal hits because it gives more power, and I mean it kind of does almost the same damage unless you have a boatload of Pierce. Then just yeet the SP2 into block. And now I think it's a 1 more combo, or 2 more combos, and then it's over. I think it's a 52-second fight. Yeah, something along those lines. So next up are two. Both none of these fights actually went how I wanted them to, apart from the Valkyrie and the last fight. So here, I was debating what I was gonna do, and I ended up going with the Inform boost, which was a bit of a double-edged sword. It kind of slipped my mind that Gore would just absolutely abuse Rich Get Richer at the start, which he did. But luckily I had the Invalm, because I wanted the Invalm for the fight after this, and I don't really want to use Invalm and then a PS1. So here he's at almost 2 or 3 bars before I'm even at 1. Here I kind of got lucky that he didn't throw it, so I could get in 1 more combo and then my SP3. But I knew I can eat Gore's SP3 and it would do absolutely nothing as long as I make sure I put an Invalm on. So that's kind of the strat I did. I just push Gore to SP3, launch my own SP3, and then fight's over. And that's exactly what happened, because this will do nothing, and then he will just melt from my poisons. I'll get a little bit of power back because I was at 0, which basically puts me as an SP1 as well. I can just pause it, but it was not an idea because he just melted. So yeah, I think this was exactly the same time as the Valkyrie before. Well, this fight is actually, I don't really like this fight. I'm taking it with Valkyrie as well. And this is mainly why I wanted the Invalm boost, because Hulkling's animations I find them very annoying. He is incredibly aggressive, and his mediums have ridiculous reach, and they always, or very often, can clip you. It was really, really hard to make him back. He's just launching heavies. I should not have done that, because he's now getting Rich Get Richer, but he's just spamming heavies. there. I thought he was blocking, but he wasn't. Right, finally I'm able to hit his block. But yeah, now it's just like, okay, I should probably just push him to SP3 and eat it. It will get rid of most of his buffs, and I think I will start winning the Rich Get Richer race. So it's kind of like just resets the entire fight. And this is why I use the Invuln. And I think it was the correct choice to use the Invuln here and not use a PS1. So I'll eat this, and then now fight should basically be under control. Yes, he has no buffs, and I'm at an SP2. I can just launch this. We'll do okay damage. Basically at 2 bars again. I do think I inverted my combo here, which I should not have done. Yeah, I shouldn't have inverted it. I should have just kept it normal and get the extra pierce, because this would have killed. Boy, he's down now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now the last fight, which is this Nick Fury on the Hazard Shift Mini. I've taken it like 3 or 4 times. Like half of the times it's a rank 5 Nick, but this time it was a rank 4. So I pretty much know how long this fight takes now and what to do. I think every single time I took it, it was without PS1, and this time I kind of had PS1s. Like I have enough of them so I could use one, and I knew this. Like we had to really try and cut down our fight time this war. So I used the PS1, and it made a massive difference in this fight. As you will see, because it went by a lot faster than it normally does. But yeah, Valkyrie gameplay is really not the most fun to watch. I'll agree. It's actually really boring, because especially on these fights, it's just hit his block until he dies. There's like almost nothing to it, apart from sometimes I decide to just hit him normally and ignore hazard shift, because hitting normally just gives more power and it speeds the fight up, and I'll have enough HP left anyways. So yeah, it's literally just get the 31 combo, invert it into SP2, get 3 bulwarks, invert it back, and then just SP2 into his block, which is what I do. So yeah, now I just need to build back to another SP2, which is gonna take forever. But yeah, I'll get back to you when something interesting happens, I guess. And as you can see, nothing special happens. Yes, well, that's basically my fights. As a BG, we did really well. We didn't die at all, which puts us as a BG at 151 this season. So we've died once in 3 wars, which is a lot better than we did last season, and I'm actually really proud of our BG. Unfortunately, as an alliance, we ended up losing. We started off very poorly. We died 2 times, and like within the first 100 fights, I think Salty went like 120 and 0 before they died first, and then they dropped 2 deaths really quickly and it became 2-2. And then we kind of like noticed we actually could win this on time, which we weren't expecting, because we didn't ban Hercules, which was a bit of a mistake in the end, because they used a lot more Hercules than we thought they would. But we ended up like coming having a really good comeback in terms of time. And then in like the one of the last 10 fights, we unfortunately died. And then there was really, I mean, at that point we had basically lost. Very unfortunate, unlucky, but they played. Salty played really well as well. So 3 deaths is still decent. I think we're still in like top 5 right now with 2 alliances. Very likely to drop out of them because they're just 3-0 because very lucky matchmaking. So yeah, we are on great track to finishing on podium again, especially with our main competition for spot 3 are already down 2 losses. That's all I got for you today. Until next time.